Hey guys, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto here in Japan. We're taking a look at a JDM version of the Subaru Forester. This one here is called the Cross Sports Turbo. And to be honest, I had to look up exactly what the Cross Sports Turbo was. Turns out to be a trim level one bump down from the top and slightly different from the other ones. I'll get into that a little bit later, but first off, just I guess the introduction. So we're going to look over the exterior interior engine bay of this vehicle bought from auction here in Japan. This was going to be going to Canada. It's a year 2002, mileage is 78,000 kilometers, automatic transmission, EJ20 Boxer 4 turbo engine with intercooler and cylinders and oil and other engine-y stuff in there. Okay, so this intercooler is different from the regular Foresters, is one thing that I noticed. Really, that's the only thing that I noticed in here that is different. It does have the hood scoop that feeds right into the intercooler with a scoop section for the turbocharger down there. And as always, it says, "Don't touch my turbo." Okay, the coolant looks okay, but take a look. This is where you put the coolant into the vehicle. Open this up to check it. The coolant came out. Looks like I'm not the first person who has done that because it's a bit rusty there. Coolant stays on there and will rust over time. There is a drain hole in it, but it doesn't actually drain very well. So coolant looks good, oil looks good. Mechanically, the vehicle looks fine. 77,000 kilometers it should be. And close that down. Aluminum hood from the good boys and girls at Subaru, making the cars proper with their aluminum parts. Or I guess only the hood is aluminum, or aluminium if you want to call it that. Okay, so let's go over the auction sheet, then I'm going to go once around the vehicle and I'll explain about what the Cross Sports is. It's really bright today, so hopefully you can read this. So here's the inspection information from when the vehicle was bought from auction. 2002 Forester Cross Sports Turbo. Auction grade 4.5, interior B, 77,694 kilometers, automatic transmission. But the automatic transmission in this has select yourself gears on both the gear shift and the steering wheel. And I don't think the non-JDM one had that, but I don't know for sure. Alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, airbag, toll collection box, HID, original white paint. And then here's the report here. Steering wheel wear, driver's seat wear, various small scratches and dents in some parts of the car not shiny. The not shiny parts are the hood scoop, front and rear bumpers, these, I don't know what to call them, the roof rail front white pieces, and the rear spoiler and the mirrors. All of those are not shiny. Those are the plastic bits and they tend to lose their glossiness before anything else. There is a little bit of rust here, S1, that's at the back corner. Okay, so look at this. And so I took a look at this and I couldn't find where they were talking about the small rust. It should be around this area here, but can't find it. And so it is a mystery. I'm not doubting that it's actually there, but it's not something that I can find. Maybe my eyes are bad. I came with broken eyes, possibly. Okay, so let's do the once around here. Foresters are, I think, great value for money. They're, I guess you would call these a crossover, right? The Forester's a crossover. It's on a car chassis, kind of SUV-like, but small, bigger than a station wagon. You get the four-wheel drive with the Boxer Turbo, and the Cross Sports puts out 220 horsepower. Now the usual SBT version, or the XT version with the 2-liter EJ20 puts out 240, and so you're slightly down on power there. And then the fastest version of this generation of the Forester is the STI, and then that one puts out 250 horsepower. And so you're 30 down from the fastest version of the vehicle. But this one only costs $1,000 less than the STI version, which is a little bit weird that one that's a bit slow tends to be, or is that expensive compared to the other ones. It's a good $4,000 or $5,000 more when new from the 240 horsepower XT version. And so what do you get for that? I guess you would call this one the high luxury one. It has different interior pieces, These fog lights on the front are different. They have a chrome ring around them, where normally you either don't get a fog light or you get a different looking fog light depending on the trim level there. Headlights, I believe these headlights are slightly different. These ones are cloudy, and so they're going to need a polish. Okay, and then some interior pieces, all the upholstery on the seats is different, and then you have different colors on the dashboard. And as far as I know, that's all the differences. Now, whether you get this one or you get the other versions of the Forester, price is about the same. Okay, so we have really good side panels here. Almost no dents, which is weird for a Subaru because they tend to love their dents. I think these wheels are probably exclusive to the Cross Sports version, but I don't know. And it is something I could figure out, but I don't think it's worth it. The wheels look good regardless. Cross Sports. Into the interior here. And so door cards have the same design. I believe they're the same color, but they might be different from the regular Foresters. Of course, power windows, power folding mirrors. Comes with tweeters here, so that's probably something that's only, or it depends on the grade that you get, whether it has those or not. And then speakers in the doors. It even has a subwoofer in the back, or a woofer. I don't know. I don't know the frequencies of it. Okay, so here are the special seats. They do have Cross Sports tags on them, and so that's how I know that these are exclusive to this version of the car. They're pretty good looking. I like the material that they are made out of, but they tend to wear on this section here, which is, I guess, Alcantara is made out of. So Alcantara, especially cars in the 90s, was a big deal, which is kind of funny because it's really nothing more than fake suede. These ones have the armrests. Depending on the Forester you get, you can get armrests in them. It's not exclusive to these seats. Okay, Momo steering wheel, but that's in basically all the Foresters. And then select yourself gears here. And haven't tried that on a Forester, but I've tried it on a Legacy. I think it works pretty well, especially for the turbocharged engines. It's good to be in the horsepower range that you want to be in. Okay, good looking gauges here, silver faces with a nice green display. I think it looks good. Would be nice to have the tachometer here, but personal preference. Very Subaru feeling in here. Legacy, Forester, and Impreza all kind of feel about the same. And so you have an in-dash monitor comes out of this and flips up to here. It actually fits quite nicely, but it does make weird sounds. Watch. You hear the weird sounds when it was rolling out. And then you could use that to play like DVDs if you really wanted to. It's got a navigation system in it, but that won't work outside of Japan. Okay, so AC works well. Comes with the MD player of all things. That was a big thing in Japan only. Didn't really take off in the States or Canada. This one here is a little bit weird. This is the ashtray. The vehicle hasn't been smoked in, but this section of it gets stuck. So you have to pry it out, and it's hard to pry out. There's probably a way to clip it on so that it doesn't do that, but I don't know why it gets stuck there. Maybe it just hasn't been used in so long that it gets stuck. Okay, you could also shift yourself here, or you can go into eco mode on the transmission, which we were in there, regular mode, and then this one's snow mode. That one makes it so your power is a little bit slower to come in so that you don't slip in the snow. So other than the wear on the seats, the interior looks pretty much flawless. I guess we got some scratches up here. 2 places to put your sunglasses. For those people who like to wear 2 pairs of sunglasses at the same time, give you that extra protection, and that's what you need if you want to be looking at eclipses, or so I've heard. Just put on 2 pairs of sunglasses and you're going to be okay. And I was just joking there, so please don't actually try that. Although if you are in the States, you still have to wait another 7 years before the next eclipse. Yeah, these seats, it doesn't look like you get a lot of leg room in there for this size of the vehicle. I kind of feel like this version of the Forester has less legroom than the previous ones. They have little embroidered marks here for child seats. Pillow for heads of children that have fallen asleep. And into the trunk, which is a big reason why you get a Forester, because you can fit lots of stuff in here. I would love to have rear-facing seats in the back of here, like the Mercedes-Benz E-Class wagon has. But I guess that's really hard to justify with today's crash standards. There's a bunch of places that you can store your hidey things. You can plug in your phone back here if you want to sit in here. You can put some jump seats in here like the Subaru Brat. What a funny vehicle that was. Okay, there's a woofer. I don't know how much bass you're going to get out of that. It looks sort of like, it looks smaller than a 6.5, but yeah, probably better than nothing. Okay, so that is going to be it. Subaru Cross Sports Forester Turbo. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. You can check out the comment section for a very interesting discussion about Cross Sports Turbo. And if you want to ask me a question, you can do it there, or you can send me an email. There's a link to our website in the description. Our super outdated website that hasn't been changed since 2008 when we started. Actually, that was made in 2007 before the company opened. So, yeah, super outdated. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.